I think we can start. We can see a lot of centers on. Okay. Good morning, Sifu, Brother Yeo Ping, and Hualien Dharma team, brothers sisters around the globe. Before we hear review of Wondrous Lotus Sutra, let us pay our respects for these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Zhen Yan by making 3 sincere bows. Please rise, palms together. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And about to our beloved Sifu who could join us today. Brother Yeo Ping, you may take over.
My voice clear? Just maybe just give me a message so that I know. It sound okay? Okay, can you hear? Okay, good. Okay, thank you so much. Today we are glad to have Qi Sifu together with us today. Okay, so let me begin. Okay, so okay, does the center see the PowerPoint? Do you see the PowerPoint? I hope my setting is alright. You see the PowerPoint? Currently, you just message me. Yes, okay, cool. Okay, now begin that. Okay, thank you so much, all brothers and sisters, for giving me the chance to share again with everyone. Master is still away on a trip, and Brother Joe is also following the Master. So this week will be with me sharing. And I'd like to, on this first day of July, to share some thoughts that I had listening to these few days we've been listening to the review, the past episode of the Wisdom at Dawn, and then and some of my thoughts these few days, the things we have met over here, and then also to review a little on last week. Very thankful to Huang Shifu, Master Huang, and Xu Jing Shijie for the sharing. And I was reviewing the PowerPoint, and well, I myself learned a lot from the PowerPoint too. So I would like to explore a little on those points. Practicing the 4 peaceful practices on the Siddhi path, which was shared by Huang Shifu, on how our Siddhi volunteers, all actions that we do are actually practicing the 4 peaceful practices too. The body, the mouth, mind, and the vow. We walk. All the Siddhi's work is putting our body into the action, and all the words that we say are goodness. We care for someone, when we encourage someone, it's all the mouth is also in the same way. And we do not scold people. We always think about how to make things better, how to make our event better, how to help our party to be more happy. All the thoughts that we think are all according to the our only thought. And then the vow that we make every time during camp, every time we hear the vows from all our brothers and sisters, it's always on this path to follow the Master, to make say Malaysia a better place, make Singapore a better place, to do our best, to make our friends around us to also walk into this path. All the vows the volunteers make are all on the path. So we reflect, yes, we're all doing this, and how do we make this more in our life? And then also about how the day's thought schedule becomes the night's dreams. I will share a little more of my dreams just yesterday. And then also on the threefold view of essential emptiness. I want to do that first. Let's look at this photo, sorry, yeah, the threefold, the threefold essential emptiness, 三轮体空, when the three sides are all empty. And what are the three sides? The donor, the acceptor, and the thing that has been given, the gift. All these three is empty when in doing whatever in our actions, in our mind, when these three things are all empty. Let me say that like in a state of 三轮体空, in a state where threefold emptiness. And so what is this kind of state? I once saw this photo. If I would ask our brothers and sisters, who is giving who? The left or the right? It takes a while, but maybe both you will guess that it's the right side that's giving to the left side. Yeah. And how do you know? Maybe because of the flag behind, so you know that that side is the stage. So yeah, usually it's from the stage downward, right? Or maybe because you saw the brother in the middle with the white cap. So okay, yeah, so that's the city volunteer side, and you're giving. But if you kind of try to ignore this, do you think it's almost the same? The two sides, left and right, and who's giving who? It's almost the same. And then so it's in this kind of way where who's the giver, who is the receiver, and what's been given? Is it just that green bag of items given, or do you see other things flowing in between? Yeah, I think we can all feel that there's so many things in between that's flowing. The smile, the respect, kind of gratitude comes from both sides. The gratitude of having a chance to help, and the gratitude of really receiving, and the gratitude in between the respecting, and it just feels that it's amazing. And this way of giving, that's why in all our distribution ceremonies, Master teaches us to give with a 90-degree bow and two hands. It makes a lot of difference. The distribution, how it makes us ourselves and then in front of us to all have an empty mind. An empty mind in the sense that at ease, peaceful, respected, feeling the kind of joy and the self-esteem coming up, and both sides feeling the wish to become better. All this inspires more goodness. This is all very important. The three emptiness. And then, so that's the three emptiness that we like to share. And then I want to share my dream. So Master is sharing a lot about dreams for the last few days before she actually went to the trip on the peaceful practices. Shared about the dream, how if we practice the peaceful practices, then even in our dreams, we will dream about the Buddha preaching, or we dream about ourselves being predicted to attain Buddha, and so on and so forth. So yesterday night, I actually had a dream, very weird dream. Actually, a dream. I realized my dream actually recurs. It's always around the same theme, and usually I'm always running around. I don't know why, but I'm always running around. And for this session of the dream, I was rushing for a flight, I think, and going through gates, and then I know there's a flight I'm supposed to catch, but actually I don't know where I'm going. But I'm just rushing, and then suddenly the place has changed, and then I'm running for classroom, running from classroom to classroom, trying to find, actually I don't know, find a lesson or find someone. But I was just running from classroom to classroom, trying to find something. And then in my mind, while in the dream, I know that I've missed some classes for a long time, long time. And I know that I'm just getting ready to get around schooling or to receive the bad result. I know that in my mind, I know something bad is coming in, I know I've done something wrong and I'm still waiting for the bad result to come to the consequences. Now that I kind of worry in my mind, and while running for the classes, I know I missed something, and then suddenly while I was running for class, I didn't realize the ground was shaking, and then I fell to the ground, and the ground was shaking. I was on the top floor, I think, and then the ground was shaking, and it started tilting, and then I fell down. Then I don't know. I think I died in my dream. But so that was a weird dream that night. But yeah, I know when it compares to the Buddha's dream, peaceful practices, dreaming about the Buddha preaching Dharma, I know I'm very far from it. And then yeah, so so what we all know that the day starts becoming the night's dream. And why do I want to share about my dream yesterday? Because that after that night, when I woke up, I still remember the dream very well. And then, of course, I was wondering in my mind, why do I have all these dreams? And what? Then suddenly, I realized I should reflect upon my day and why is my state of mind all this well? And then I sat down and started writing down my dream and started reflecting. Are these dreams reflecting about my state of mind? And I realized that actually it makes sense. Because Master has been sharing that we all have the eighth sense, the eighth consciousness, all the seeds that he has planted. And at night, our sixth senses has closed down. We don't feel, we don't see, we don't hear. So our sixth senses have all closed down. Our seventh have also closed down, also because we're not thinking anymore. But then the eighth consciousness, the seed still jumps around.
It's the consciousness that comes forward and then becoming, and then our mind trying to make sense of this consciousness, and so it kind of makes up the situation of me rushing for the destination flight or me running from classroom to classroom. These are just situations that my mind made up to match the thoughts that I have in my mind. So when I try to reflect, I realized that indeed for the past, in fact for a long time, I have had the same dream. In the same way for a long time, the state of mind, my state of mind has been the same way. For example, I have to come back to Taiwan for 2.5 years, but actually I'm still kind of halfway in the sense that because I come back to Taiwan hoping to be able to start work in the foundation. But because I'm still a foreigner, I came from Singapore, so I come back to Taiwan, and I'm still a foreign citizenship in Taiwan. And in Taiwan, the law says that for foreigner to work, you need to have at least a master's degree or 2 years of working experience. But I just finished my university, so I came back right away. And so for the past 2.5 years, I'm actually studying in Tzu Chi University. Of course, I talk to myself that it's a great chance to of course to study in my dream school, Tzu Chi University, and of course at the same time to learn some more. But actually deep down in my mind, I know what I really want to do is to begin doing and not just learning. I wanted to begin doing. So in my mind, no, I'm not there yet. I'm still halfway. I don't know what I'm doing and what I really wanted to do. Even in the work, I really don't know what I'm going to do. So this kind of mind with no direction reflects into my dreams. And in the same way, I just wanted to share with everyone that in our dreams, you can don't be attached to it, but use it as a check on ourselves, what's our state of mind. And after this reflection, I realized this is my state of mind, and yes, indeed, I need to work on it more to have a more stronger vow, a more clear vow, a more clear direction on what I'm doing. So I'm not. So that I won't be catching a destination-less flight, but knowing what I'm going to do. So there was once that I actually dreamt about master. I don't know if brother and sister you have such a chance to dream about master. For me, it was just a very simple dream, but to me also it makes a lot of it means a lot to me too. That dream was when and I remember it's an earthquake. An earthquake happened, and I went out thinking that I need to do something. Is there someone hurt? Someone needs help? Or is that something? It's just like when a disaster happens, all our brothers and sisters, the first thing we do, of course, is to wear our uniform, then run out and then see, is there anything we can help? In the same way, I was thinking about that in my dream, and I ran out, is there anything I can help? And then I saw Master coming in front of me. She didn't say anything, she just nodded, giving me the information, and then continue. I just follow behind and then see what I can do. It's a very short dream, just like that. But to me, it means a lot to me because, many a time I question myself, am I really Master's disciple? Because I've done so many things that I'm not really according, but all the afflictions, all the worries in my mind, all the thoughts that are not really in a good way, from second to second. And so sometimes I question myself, will Master really accept me as a disciple? Or these kind of thoughts in my mind, the kind of unsureness, the kind of unease, kind of like how the Buddha's disciples waiting for Buddha's prediction of attaining Buddhahood. In the same way, the eagerness, the kind of unsureness, whether are we there yet? Am I there yet? And that dream gave me a lot of strength. Of course, no need to attach to it. It's not that Master really affirms me in the dream. I know. The dream only tells me that at least I am sure I should be there. And at least for that moment of time, I'm sure at this, I'm back to Taiwan, I'm back to the boat, and the direction is to follow Master. That I'm very, very sure about it. So that's why Master's not. At least I think. So in that way, again, just want to share that dreams are like checks. We can check our own mind by looking at our dreams. But of course, this is just one of the ways. And then even in our dreams, we are also following according to Dharma, then I think we can pretty well know that we are on the right track. And if we can have no dreams, then I think that's even better because that just means that we have let go. All the things, we do a lot of things, yet all these things does not linger in our mind. And so at night we have no dreams. I think that's even better. Many a time I also always wish that I can have no dreams because running around at night in my dream is very tiring. But I always hope I can have no dreams at night. So I always wish someone not to have a good dream, but to have a dreamless night. Because that just means that you're at ease in your mind. So wish everyone a dreamless night tonight, because that means we're on the right track. And I also want to share that Master also shared that our life itself is also like a dream. And what does it mean? I think it doesn't mean that it's a dream, so you can just do whatever you want and just don't care about it. And it doesn't really mean that way. That when it says life is like a dream, it doesn't mean that it's not important. What it means, I think, is that there should be no attachment, but at the same time, continue to do. That's what Master always tells us. When we know it's right, just do it. And when people ask us, why do you do it? No, because it's just right. Because there's really no reason to it. So I want to share a video of how Master when someone asks Master, so what was the reason of you starting up Tzu Chi and then building the hospital and so on and so forth? Is that a goal? Is that a destination they are aiming for? And what was Master's answer? Let's watch this together.
其实啊，我会说用
You
画
hear
笔
the
来比喻，
sound?
就是说，
If not, I'll just
开
translate
始
it directly.
我是慈善工作，以慈善呢来
Master began
来记住啦，迄个爱，
charity works.
所
And
以
the charity work
祖先的完成，
is also
它
like
也是
a
把
phantom
你画
city.
下，
Just a stage.
好。
One stage
因为呢，
and
这
another.
种的方
And so
式
the
已
charity
经把
mission
人
is
带
also
上
like
来，这种的爱心开
And this
启
charity
人
mission
爱之
has inspired,
让
has
爱
opened
心
up
的门已经被
the
踏过。
love, the
我
compassion
不
and
能
heart
停
of
息，
people.
我
So
要
that's
向前
just
走
one stage.
因为呢
And，
还
I
有
cannot
一
stop,
个
Master cannot
苦
stop.
难的病
We
苦，
must continue.
我要去
Because
解
if
决
you
这个
stop,
病苦呢，
then
就是
the,
要
heart,
盖
the love, the compassion will dwindle.
所以
We
这
must
为了
continue.
盖医院
Because
的
they're still
路
suffering.
走
They're
过来，
suffering from
真的
illness.
是
They're suffering from
许许
illness.
多多的，
And
哎
so
我
there
都
must
好
be
好
hospitals.
说
Of
得
course,
完呐。
there's a lot of difficulty in
所以
between.
病一起起来了后，盖好
No,
了
not,，
它也是一个化成
no
的
amount of words
一站。
can
但是呢，我不能停，
But even in this hospital, this
因
medicine
为呢，
mission,
我
also
停
mission
了
is，also
这个
just
爱
one stage.
心呢，就会大家都会
And I cannot stop.
以为
I
说
cannot stop.
我
Because
能
when
做
I
货
stop,
啊，
then people will say that
做货
all
啊，
volunteers
那
will
就是
say that
没有
we are
再
there, we
去
have reached, we have
精
complete our
进的
mission.
哦，
And then
所
we'll
以呢
stop there.
就不能
And
停。
we're not
那
the
化
victim
成一
anymore.
步一步
And so Master Sun was
可以问说，这个目标相同。
没有什么，仅出一步心呐、
Is there a goal? It's step by step.
这
Is there a goal we want to
这
do?
种的代志就是生活嘛，是阿个不断来撒播啊。人没有进化，永远无法净空的。像地藏菩萨，他还是无法净空啊。地狱空了、他才能了嘛。
Master says, 尽此一报生. Just to complete this life, just to do what we can with the body that was given, that we have the chance to receive. Even the Buddha himself, even reaching Buddhahood doesn't mean that she stopped. Continues back and forth into the world and continue. And does Buddha says any time limit? No, just continue. And just like the Bodhisattva, Di Zhang Wang Pusa, how he vowed to go back and forth into hell and not attaining Buddhahood until all the sentient beings in hell has been liberated, has attained Buddhahood. And of course, there's almost eternity. And then you will come back and forth. And in the same way, Master is thinking in the same way. So, if you think about it, is it like a dream? In a dream, it seems that there's no attachment in it. That Master has done so much in this world, done so much works. Is that a goal she's aiming for? Very simple, just to complete his life, just to make best use of this body that's given. Is there a goal to reach? Oh, the goal is very far. But nothing really. It's the kind of stage. It's so empty yet wondrous existence, and still continue doing with the kind of decision and big vow. The great vow comes from this when there's no attachment to it, even just doing it. There's no reason in helping others. Because if there's a reason, then when the reason disappears, then we will not continue. When there's no reason, then we will continue forever because there's no reason to stop. And it just continues. That's the greatest vow you can have. And that's Master's mind. Just like this. So that's the part on Master's mind. I would like to share on dreams. All the part about dreams, how dreams is really about vows, about all the minds that we keep from thoughts. Second in our thoughts, how we should always check on our thoughts. And when our thoughts are always, every second, every split second, means all according to Dharma, then even in our dreams, even when we have no dreams, even in all our actions, there'll be no attachments, and we will always continue. Okay, so that's this part. And then for the next segment I would like to share is the past few days while listening to Master's preaching, I suddenly had this question, because for the past few chapters, even for the past few chapters in the peaceful practices, we've been listening to how the Buddha has been seeking everyone to uphold the sutra. The Buddha has been saying that mantra 3, this Lotus Sutra, foremost among all, this Lotus Sutra, the secret of storehouse. Always asking, to write, to recite, to on this Lotus Sutra. So what is this Lotus Sutra? What is this Lotus Sutra that Master is trying to say, or the Buddha is trying to say? I know it shouldn't be just that book or all the wordings. What is that gist that Buddha has been wanting to say through this Lotus Sutra and have been wanting us to uphold? What was it exactly? So I was asking myself and trying to think back throughout all the chapters before. Has Buddha said before that this is the Lotus, the most important points that Buddha wanted to say, and after which I'll actually elaborations. So what was that most important point? So I remember chapter 1, the Buddha gave that the Buddha's mind, shared the Buddha's mind, and no one really understood. And then Shariputra came forward to ask Buddha to share, and then Buddha stopped 3 times. The Shariputra seek 3 times, and then when Buddha really wanted to share at a time, 5,000 disciples stood up and left, and then Buddha said that, so be it. The audience that's left are all solid, and are all here to listen. And there was a moment when Buddha told Shariputra that listen carefully, because what the Buddha is going to share is the utmost, is the Buddha only shared it once in a while, in a long time, because it's the secret, is the most important. And the below, I know the below few lines is the most important already. And so I cropped those few lines to share with everyone, to check, to reflect, and remind ourselves what is the most important point in the Lotus Sutra, what the Buddha really was trying to say through all the parables, all the chapters, all the skillful means, all the few chapters, all the burning house, the Chongzi, and all those. What was the main gist? What Buddha really wanted us to uphold? So from these lines, they say the Buddhas were on once wish to open the door of Buddha wisdom to all living beings, show the Buddha wisdom to living beings, to cause living beings to awaken to the Buddha wisdom, induce living beings to enter the path of Buddha wisdom, and therefore they appear in this world. And Shariputra, this is the one great reason for which the Buddhas appear in this world. So when I saw it, I was, wow. Because really, when I was trying to think about what's the main gist of the Lotus Sutra, I really couldn't really know. But when I read every lines, this is, wow, it opens up my mind. And yes, this is the one. That the Buddha came to and preach Lotus Sutra for just one single reason. Because the Buddha wanted to share, to open, to show, to awaken all living beings, and to lead everyone to enter the same path as Buddha, to be the same as Buddha. The Buddha said to Shariputra, the task come one, simply teach and convert the Bodhisattvas. Only teach the Bodhisattva's path. And simply wanted to wish to show the Buddha wisdom to living beings and enlighten them to it. In the Chinese, it's even more straightforward. 无有余乘，无为一佛乘. Only one single path. only one single vehicle, that is to lead everyone to Buddhahood. No nirvana in between, no liberation out of the cycle of birth and death. No, that's not there yet. Only one, to attain Buddhahood, to be the same as Buddha. Think about it. Master shared in past few days that in one of the videos in past few days, our true suchness emerges once in a while. And many times when we make vows, we all have this experience, I know. When at the end of camps, as we sing the 祈祷, the prayers, we make vows, we make great vows. That we know very sure that at the time when we make the vows, we are really very passionate about it, and we are sure we really make this vow. We are not trying to be fake, but at that moment when we make the vows, we are very sure about it, and we really want to do it. Then we are very sure. But of course, after which, that vow will slowly dwindle. And Master also says she knows that slowly our affliction will rub away the passion, and we'll return back to that small root. That was just normal. But at the moment when we make the vows, that was when our true suchness emerges. But only for that short moment. How do we elongate that? Master then says, for those really capable, the Buddha will let him go into the crowd and to be together with sentient beings. With sentient beings into the world that is really full of difficulties, full of afflictions. When we are really sure in our mind the vows, we can keep to it all the while. And we can be very sure. And then from there, Master then shared again, the mind of sentient beings are weak and incompetent. Yet, this is very interesting that the sentient beings, when we were asked to take responsibility, or to, for example, there was an event or there was some work and we need to take responsibilities, they will kind of push around it. I'm not there yet. There's
okay. There are others that are quite good, There are others that they are really good bodhisattvas. They are serving selflessly, which are selfless, which are good people in Tzu Chi. There are lots of them. So why look at this few, right? So tell her to, we want to learn from the master and learn from the good. So change your perspective, okay? So there are a lot of different ways to guide her. Okay, just try more. I just say just try more, because it's too bad, right? Just as you say, it's too bad just to give up this learning opportunity. This is a platform for us to learn, for us to see that, okay, how well or how bad we carry ourselves among people. Okay, if we are so easily hurt, why? Because our ego is strong, right? So this is how we evaluate ourselves. How we reflect ourselves. This is not the chance for you to evaluate people's or no. This is not. We cultivate ourselves. Okay, so I think this is my point of view. Okay, you have to go both the seniors and the newcomers. You have to tackle both. All right. Thank you. Microphone.
Thank you, Sifu, for the sharing. For the next two questions, I'll try to answer very quickly and simply. So question two is on is any tips on maintaining persevere the diligence is really challenging indeed to maintain enthusiasm in the activities as the mind tends to waver. So what is diligence? What is perseverance? What I wanted to share is actually doing Tzu Chi is not just in activities. The activities are just like the phantom cities, just to help us, to give us the boost. But so that's why Tzu Chi is not just a charity organization. We're not just doing events. We're cultivating, and cultivating is really in every second. And so, in a sense, there's no end of activities. There's to practice all the time, and in fact, if we cannot really practice with enthusiasm. Enthusiasm comes and goes very fast. It goes up and down. But the state of mind that I think Master wishes us to practice is the same all the time. It's like one line flat, no up, down, because up means it's going to come down. It's down, it just went down. So it's better that it's the same all the time. During events, after events, when we go back home, when we interact with our children, when we interact with people, when we interact with our boss, all the time. When we are sleeping, even when we are dreaming, all the time. Let our mind be peace where that is. So there's so I think in that way. So what I'm thinking is don't worry too much. That it's very difficult to be diligent, because as long as we don't stop, as long as we in our mind we still want to help people, and we still want to help people. As long as that mind is there, that's good enough. And then just continue. Don't blame yourself. Just continue. As long as you don't think that helping others is no use, or there's no need to help others. Just think about yourself. As long as you don't think this way, then that's good enough. Just help others, and then in as much as we can continue. I think that's good enough. Yeah. That's my answer to that. And question 2. For question 3, the 3 stages of Dharma: right Dharma, semblance Dharma, the degenerate Dharma. Could they happen concurrently? Like country X is semblance Dharma, country Y, degeneration Dharma. Yeah, awesome. If that happens can be concurrent, then we can actually change, because there are more people practicing right Dharma, and we can influence people in the other 2 Dharma stage. Indeed. In fact, we have shared a few times previously. Yes, that's what we think too. That this 3 stages is not like 1,500 years after Buddha passed away, and from the second onwards, degeneration Dharma, and then everyone is just bad. And it's not that, but it's the minds in people's mind is shifting time to time. In fact, just look at our own mind through these 3 Dharma ages, even in one day already. For example, sometimes in the morning when I was following the morning class and chanting, and those away, I'm just chanting. I'm just saying the words at that moment of time, I think it resembles Dharma because I'm I'm just following through the actions. Chanting is for the sake of it. Then that resembles Dharma. My action is chanting, but my mind is not. That is resemblance Dharma. So during that time, I'm in the resemblance Dharma. And then when Master came in and then began preaching, yeah, I wake up and then listen very attentively and write down for a very short period of time. And then after that, for the whole day, sometimes sometimes I follow my desire, sometimes and at all those times, then there's degeneration Dharma. So even in one day, our minds can already go through the 3 stages. In the same way, in one day, our mind can already go through the 6 realms. So the Dharma age, I think it's really about the mindset of people, of all of us, all the sentient beings. When most people, in most time, is in right Dharma, then that's called right Dharma period. But when most people's mind, at most time, is it's following desire, it's afflictions, it's in worries, then that's degeneration, the age of degeneration. And so we can see very clearly how this age, let's say era we are at now, is the age of degeneration Dharma, because really, when we look at the news, see around us, it's really full of afflictions. And so, but that doesn't mean that we're doomed, because as long as a right mind came forward in our heart, that is the right Dharma period for us. And when we have more people generating the right thought, the right mindfulness, then when we have more people lasting their thoughts for a longer time, more and more coming when whole world, a lot of people are thinking about this, or for Malaysia, the more people, so that's why Master gave Malaysia a new goal, right? 300,000. More people. Actually, the whole idea is to have more people to have a longer, to all walk this path, to all have this principle in their mind. And then the whole country will be in the right Dharma age, right? Yeah, so all the best. Let's do it together. Influence the people around us, and hopefully we can all walk on this path and make our place the right Dharma age. Okay, thank you so much. There's my answers. Sister Xiaoqing, please take over. Thank you.
感恩 Master De Qi and Brother Yau Ping. Okay, if there's okay, it's approaching 8 already. Okay, if there's no other further questions, I think we'll call it a day. Okay, 感恩 Master De Qi and Brother Yau Ping for sharing lots of life wisdom. Thank you, Pusa, for your presence today. Hope that each of us could sustain the Dharma joy and take in another piece of Master's and Hualian's love into our life. Let us please make 3 bows to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen as we depart to apply this teaching in our daily lives. Let us pay our respects to our teachers of life, universal truth. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. And a bow to our beloved Sifu who could join us today. Ka'an.
Everyone, see you again. Bye-bye.